Manjira here, and today I have a short kettlebell workout. This is a great workout for somebody who is just beginning to familiarize themselves with kettlebells. Remember, kettlebells are versatile tools. They can be used by anyone as long as you're familiar with how to use them. So this is a very simple introduction to kettlebells. I have 5 exercises. They are very good to do if you do have kettlebells. And if you don't have kettlebells, it's a great way of seeing what can be done with kettlebells and maybe thinking of buying yourself some kettlebells. I hope you enjoy it. My first exercise is a suitcase carry. So I have 2 kettlebells that are the same weight. These are 13 pounds. So I have both of them are the same weight. Sometimes you can do a suitcase carry with 1 kettlebell or both or 2 kettlebells. You can also do them with different weights and then switch in between. So a suitcase carry is very simple. It's exactly what it is named. It's carrying a suitcase. So we're going to start off by hip hinging, and I'll pick my kettlebells with an inhale here. And then as I exhale, I press my feet down into the ground and bring my suitcases up. Think of just carrying normal suitcases or grocery bags. And then from a suitcase carry, you can walk, maybe walk around your room for half a minute, and then maybe add it to become a minute. You could also use a suitcase carry just to march in place, getting the core muscles to work as they hold you up here in the suitcase carry. So that's a suitcase carry. You could also do it with one hand. And again, you can walk around your room or you can decide to march in place. I normally do about 10 marches on each side if I am using a single one, and then I'll switch to the other one. The next exercise is a belly punch hip hinge. And this is an exercise that teaches us how to hip hinge, which is one of the foundational movements in kettlebells. I'll pick up my kettlebell and I'm going to hold it in such a way that the rounded part, which is called the belly, is punching my gut. So that's why we call it gut punch hip hinge. So I'll push it into my abdomen and I'll hip hinge. And then I'll come up, inhale, exhale, gut punch, inhale, exhale, gut punch. Now you could also decide to do it the other way. Instead of using the belly, use the horns or the handle to gut punch. Inhale here, exhale, gut punch. Inhale, come up, exhale. Think of pushing your hips back and keeping your chest nice and open and using your heels and your feet to ground you. And I am exhaling as I'm going back, inhaling to come up to a standing position, exhaling to go back. So that's a gut punch hip hinge. For my next kettlebell exercise, I'm going to take a heavier one because I'm doing what's called a drag deadlift. So the kettlebell is going to be in front of me and I'm going to hip hinge. I'll tilt it towards me, push down into my heels, drag it towards my heels, and then just pick it up, keeping the arm straight. I go back down again, and I'm just going to bring it in front of me, tilt it, push into my heels, exhale to come up. One more time, tilt it towards me. So that's called a drag deadlift. And I'm just coming up with an exhale and using my feet to push down. So from the front, this is the way it looks. The kettlebell is in front of me. I'll tilt it towards me, drag it, and then just lift it. A deadlift. Take it down. That's a drag deadlift. Next, I'm going to do what's called a clean and a goblet squat. With a clean, I'm going to use some ballistic movement to bring the kettlebell to me and very quickly turn my hands so that the hands can be holding onto the sides of the handle, and then I'm going to hold it like a goblet as I squat. And again, the movement I start from is the hip hinge. Now we say break the horns of the kettlebell or break the handle of the kettlebell, engage the lat muscles, the back muscles. Quickly in a ballistic movement, turn my hands so that they're holding the outer edges of the handles, and then I'll come into my goblet squat and then come up and I'll place it down again. Teaching myself how to really quickly do that ballistic movement. Hip hinge, break the horns, break the handles, quickly turn your hands and goblet squat. Come up, take it down, break the handles, engage those lat back muscles, keep looking down, inhale, quickly, and squat. Take it down, one more, and squat, come up and place it down. Now you can do anywhere from, maybe if you're just beginning, do 6 of those and then work your way up to doing 10, and later on you can do as many as you want, and you can also increase the weights of your kettlebells. So that's a clean and a goblet squat. My next exercise is a clean, a one hand clean and a bottoms up hold. And what that's teaching me is how to hold the kettlebell with a firm grip, working on the grip, which is really necessary for us, but also helping me to work my core muscles. Now here I'm going to clean it with one hand. So the kettlebell is a tiny little one. It's going to be in between my feet. I'm going to clean it with the bottoms up, so I'm holding the handle. And then here I can do anything I want. I can walk. I can also march in place. This is really working my core muscles when I do that. So clean and march in place, and then I'll place it down and I'll clean it on the other side. So it's in between my feet, I'll clean, and then I'll march in place, holding this part, the rounded part, which is called the bottoms, up towards the sky, and holding the handle with one grip. Now I'm keeping my elbow close to my body so that my shoulder is not compromised. When we get better at it, then we can bring it away from the body, because then that way we're strengthening the shoulder. But to begin with, you want the elbow close to the body as you march in place, and then safely place the kettlebell down. So those are 5 exercises that are really good for people who are just getting introduced to kettlebells to use. They are safe, and I hope you enjoyed them. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.